I often find myself laughing at myself, looking back on the way I used to teach postures, the way I used to practice some postures. And one of those postures is supine twist. And what I used to really focus on was keeping the shoulders flat. And the reason I laugh at it is because there's no logic behind it. It's just my teacher taught it that way. That's how she taught me to do it. So therefore, it needs to be done that way. Because when you think about it, right, in a twist, what are we trying to do? We definitely don't want to be in the low back, right? If you're a yoga teacher and a practitioner, hopefully by now, you know, we don't want to encourage any twisting from the low back. The low back has 3 to 5 degrees of rotation, that's it. And we really don't want to be encouraging any further. What we want is the rib cage and the upper back to do the rotation, right? So we want the rib cage to find that rotation. So the reason I laugh is because when you look at this, hopefully you'll find some humor in the sense of we're not actually twisting what we want to be twisting, okay? So what happens is when we come into a twist, I used to teach it this way, shoulders flat, come into your twist. Now, if I want to get this knee closer and the shoulder pops up, hey, you've gone too far, come back and be here. Why did we teach it this way? We thought, hey, this is gonna get us deeper into the twist. But we're not going deeper in the area that we want to be twisting. We want to twist the rib cage, right? It's the spot that moves in your spine. But when my shoulders are flat, I can't twist it any further because I can't twist my rib cage through the floor beneath me. So I come into this. Versus if I start all the way on the side, right? And I get this knee down. And then I reach this back, and while it doesn't look as glamorous, and it may look awkward, and this shoulder is lifted, but guess what? I can actually twist this rib cage, right? So when we look at our teaching, the way we teach things, there needs to be some thought in there to go, oh, that's why we teach it, not just, oh, that's the way it's always been done, so we should just stick to it because my teacher told me and my teacher is perfect, okay? No teacher's perfect, right? I used to teach things, I no longer teach them. Why? Because I start to understand how the body works. Look at it this way. I'm sitting up against my filing cabinets, okay? This is no different than me laying on my back on my mat. And I want to twist my rib cage because that's what we want to twist. Again, we don't want to encourage more twisting from the low back. So as I come into it, I'm going to try to twist deeper. But if I keep my shoulders flat to the filing cabinet here, I can't twist it any deeper. Versus if I start on my side, this is me going all the way over with my knee. Now if I reach back behind me, I can find all of this rotation here, okay? So it's more beneficial, I'm gonna tell you this right now, it's more beneficial in your supine twist to have that opposite shoulder off the ground. That means that your rib cage has somewhere to turn to. Now, are you gonna destroy yourself in a supine twist if you keep your shoulders flat and you come into this twist and you get into the low back? Not really, because the supine twist, there's not a whole lot of load unless we are really cranking as hard as we can here, which I never recommend. And also we can control it. If I start to feel discomfort, I can just come out of it, right? The torque in this twist versus a crescent twist or some other deep leverage twist is just not there. So I'm not necessarily going to destroy my low back being here in a supine twist. But think about what are we trying to move? We're trying to encourage more rib cage rotation because most modern bodies have poor rotation in their upper back, okay? In the rib cage, which then can lead to shoulder stuff, okay? But let's talk about that a different day. So it is more beneficial to have more space for this to rotate and be in an uglier shape than it is to be here and give this no space to rotate, okay? So think about it. My teaching has changed because I learn more and I apply the logic that I've learned. That doesn't mean that I won't change the way I teach. I may, 5 years from now, go back and go, you know what, the twist with the shoulders worked. But think about it. What are we trying to move? Here. And when I am flat against the floor, I cannot rotate here. The science is there to show us that we want to encourage more rotation up here. So in your supine twists, come all the way onto your side. Let that shoulder just reach back, and if it touches the floor, great. If it doesn't, great. It is more beneficial that we're turning here than we are about what it looks like.